Ever seen the same problem pop up at work, again and again, no matter how many times you fix it? It's frustrating, right? The truth is, fixing a mistake without finding out why it happened in the first place is just putting a bandage on a bigger issue. It's a guarantee that the problem will be back. Let's walk through a real-world scenario. Imagine a manufacturing company. We'll call them Acme Products. They just had a huge batch of widgets rejected by a major client because they were all painted the wrong shade of blue. This is a big deal. It costs money, damages their reputation, and puts future contracts at risk. The initial, superficial response is easy. Blame the operator, Bob. The shift manager might say, "Bob mixed the paint incorrectly. Let's retrain him, or maybe even replace him, and then repaint the batch." Problem solved, right? Not so fast. This is just treating the symptom, not the cause. To really solve this, we need to dig deeper, using a simple but powerful technique called the 5 whys. Let's apply it. Why number 1? Why were the widgets painted the wrong color? Because the operator, Bob, used the wrong paint formula. Okay, but why did Bob use the wrong formula? This is where it gets interesting. We find out Bob is a new employee. So our second why is, why did a new employee mix the paint without proper supervision? Because his supervisor was pulled away to deal with another urgent issue on the production line. Now we're getting somewhere. Why number 3? Why was the supervisor pulled away? Because a critical machine, the stamping press, had broken down, and he was the only one qualified to get it running again. We're not done yet. Why number 4? Why did the stamping press break down? A maintenance check reveals a key component failed prematurely. And finally, our 5th and most important why. Why did the component fail prematurely? Investigating the purchase orders reveals that to cut costs, the purchasing department recently switched to a cheaper, non-certified supplier for that specific part. Boom. There's our root cause. The problem wasn't Bob. It was a cost-cutting decision made in a completely different department that created a domino effect, leading to a machine failure, a distracted supervisor, an untrained employee making a mistake, and ultimately, a $1 million order being rejected. See the difference? If Acme had just blamed Bob, the cheaper parts would still be in their machines, waiting to cause the next breakdown. The next supervisor would get pulled away, and another new employee would make a different, but equally costly mistake. By finding the root cause, the faulty part from the new supplier, Acme can now implement a real, effective solution. They can go back to their certified supplier, update their purchasing policy to require engineering approval for part changes, and maybe even implement a better training program for new hires that doesn't rely on constant supervision. That's how you solve a problem for good. You separate the symptom, which was the wrong paint, from the root cause, which was a flawed purchasing decision. Then you implement a corrective action and monitor it to make sure it works. No more recurring problems. If you want to learn more practical ways to improve your business operations and stop fighting the same fires over and over, make sure you hit that follow button. Thanks for watching.